attending at this time. I would like to call the meeting for September 9th of the Caroline County Board of Supervisors to order. And we will start with invocation led by Mr. Thomas, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance, and then we will do opening board comments. So, Mr. Thomas.
Let us stand if you can. Let us pray. Dear Father God, we come before you first to say thank you for this day you've given us. To say also thank you for your many blessings, and thank you for allowing us to do this wonderful job of being representatives for the Board of Supervisors. We ask now that you would touch us all, give us the wisdom and guidance we need to make the right decisions. We ask a special blessing on the birthday lady who's here celebrating her 100th birthday. Father God, we know your grace has been with her all the time. We ask the same with us. These and all things I ask in the name of the risen Savior, Jesus the Christ. Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, opening board comments. I guess, Mr. Underwood, I'll start with you. Do you have any opening comments?
Yes, I do, Madam Chair. Thank you. First of all, I'd like to say congratulations to the Caroline High School football team. I think the score last week was like 83-14. I think that's the second highest score ever in a football game in Caroline County history. And I know a number of young men from my district, Money Morris's kids, his quarterback, left-handed, and his brother plays wide receiver. So I think we're going to have a very good season. So I'm saying Godspeed and hope they continue. It's been a long time since we've had a team with that magnitude of greatness. Second, I've had a couple community meetings, one at Second Mount Zion about 3 weeks ago, maybe a month ago, and they were concerned about development in the community. So Gary Wilson and Joey and I are going to go over and talk about the rationale behind development in other parts of the county. Most people don't understand what it really takes, and that we don't direct businesses where to go. Businesses have to want to be in certain places, and you have to have certain infrastructure. So I'm going to let Mr. Wilson meet with myself and Joy, and we're just going to talk about the development within particularly the Dawn community along Route 30 and 301. I also held a community meeting at Caroline Pines, and their major concern was the amount of breakage and the water quality. As you know, we took over the Caroline Pines water system several years ago, and they paid to put in a water line. And we created a district of about $2 million where they were paying that down. But I think they don't really understand, that in order to replace all of the lines in Caroline Pines, it would be hundreds of millions of dollars. So once again, I want to go over them. We're going to meet with the folks in Caroline Pines and hopefully help them to understand that we recognize the issue and we're repairing as there's breakage, but the system was subpar from the beginning and it was not up to standards. And as it breaks, we're certainly going to replace it because we took that responsibility. But it's not just a overnight fix. It's going to take many years to replace all of the lines in Caroline Pines. And finally, to the schools, I want to say thank you for good school openings. I heard it went smooth. I know they opened the trailers up on the 3rd, I believe, and got those in place. And the kids are in the trailers hoping to ease some of the overcrowding. But this is just the beginning. We have a lot of work to do, and we will continue to work with schools to make sure that the overcrowding, we find remedies, and we'll continue to move forward in construction of some of the add-ons to the building. Hopefully, we can make it easier for all of our students to continue to show success and help build Caroline County into the next generation of learners and leaders. That's all, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Underwood. Mr. Seeley.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Just a couple. Bowling Green is back in the fall swing of things, and on the 26th of September, it's a Friday night, there'll be music on the green at 6 o'clock. And then on the 27th of September, for all those folks that like to yard sale, the town is doing clean sweep once again. And we're inviting everybody to come to see what everybody's trying to sell. So thank you, Madam Chair. Those are my opening board comments.
Thank you, Mr. Seeley. And you got two of mine with the music on the green and clean sweep, but also Milford Day is on the 20th. So you can also put that on your calendar. And then, of course, coming up in October, we'll have the state fair. So, and the Harvest Festival is going to be in October also. So just things to look forward to as we enjoy this beautiful break in the heat and this nice weather. So that's all I have right now. Mr. Forehand.
I'll go opening comments. Thank
Mr. Thomas.
I just have a couple of quick ones. We're going to recognize Chief Loftus later on in the program, but I just wanted to recognize him again because 5 years ago, people don't remember now, but we were in the midst of the COVID crisis, and Chief Loftus and I worked with Bowman Distillers out of Fredericksburg, an actual alcohol provider who gave us grain alcohol that we could actually use to make hand sanitizer when no other hand sanitizer was available. So wanted to say again to the chief, great job doing that. And again, I want to say thank you to Bowman. I'm also going to do a constituent meeting September 30th, the last Tuesday of the month at the Visitor Center from 7 to 9. And one last thing, personally, 24 years ago on this very day, I flew back from Minnesota into Dulles Airport, spent the next 2 days at home, and the next day was September 11th. So it's a couple of days away. We can't forget all those who fell during that time, and always honor those first responders who lost their lives. That's it, Madam Chair. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Black.
Yeah, I have a few. First of all, I had an opportunity as a member of VACO to attend kind of the VACO Government Day kind of meetings a couple weeks ago, and there's some very interesting things that are coming out. It's always informative to go to those meetings. First thing, a point of, I actually sent an email today to one of the members of VACO, Joe Lurch, in regards to, I think there's going to be some proposed legislation coming forward dealing with data centers, in which they are going to have to foot a major part of the bill dealing with the electric costs. So it'll be interesting to see as that goes through the legislative process. The other thing, and I think many people are aware, there was kind of an email thread with Mr. Thomas, I believe was in it, is we now can do a referendum, and I'd like to talk about that maybe at some point in the next few board meetings about school funding, where it's a 1% sales tax that would be put in residents of Caroline. However, it has to go to referendum. The revenue projections from that we got from VACO were anywhere between $4.3 and $4.7 million a year. And then that money would be, we would have to, my understanding is we have to, say to the General Assembly, hey, we want a referendum for this. They would have to approve the referendum. The referendum goes to the people decide, the voters of Caroline decide, hey, we either want it or don't want it. And then if they approve it, then that money would be set aside for just school capital projects, new schools, HVAC systems, anything that's a capital project. And Caroline's portion right now is between 4.3 and 4.7. And as more businesses come in, of course, that would go up. But that would be a significant chunk of money, and it could only be used for school capital, and it comes from a sales tax. Finally, I would like to, at some point, I don't know, Chair Lady Long, if we could sit down and come up with a date where we could meet with the schools and start talking about how we move forward with, you know, our plans, their plans for school construction and what we're going to see, so that way we can kind of present a united front to the public on how stuff might be funded and what our plans on. Our plans are moving forward with building of new schools or expanding of whatever we decide to do, so the public has kind of some sort of understanding of what is going on. And then finally, before we do our presentations, congratulations, Chief Loftus. And on your VACO award, it's as a member of VACO, it's nice to see someone that Caroline has won an award from VACO for your efforts. So thank you. That's it.
Thank you. At this time, we will go ahead to our first presentation. Whoops, I'm sorry. Are there any amendments to the agenda? Anybody
I'll
have any
make a motion
amendments?
to adopt the agenda as presented.
A motion is second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, so moved. All right, now, thank you, Mr. Sealy. All right, on to presentations. And our first presentation today, Mr. Underwood is going to handle.
Thank you, Madam Chair. It is my great honor tonight to present a resolution celebrating the 100th birthday of Miss Eloise Morris Romaine. She had a wonderful birthday party on Saturday that I had the pleasure of attending. And there were close to 300 people from the community there, which I was just thrilled. People that I knew from playing softball in the community in different places I didn't even know were related to Miss Romaine and her family. So it was an honor. So without further ado, this is a resolution celebrating her 100th birthday. Whereas Miss Eloise Romaine was born on September 10th, 1925 in Caroline County, Virginia, to the late Moses and Sarah Mines Morris. And whereas Miss Romaine is a lifelong and devoted resident of Caroline County, deeply rooted in the fabric of this community for a full century. And whereas Miss Romaine shared 53 years of loving marriage with her late husband, Mr. Robert Lee Romaine, a partnership built on mutual respect and enduring affection. And whereas, although Mr. and Mrs. Romaine did not have children of their own, she lovingly embraced the role of aunt, surrogate mother to her numerous nieces, nephews, providing unwavering guidance, support, and a nurturing presence throughout their lives. And whereas Miss Romaine, whereas her primary career as a certified nurse assistant in Richmond Nursing Home exemplified her compassion, nature, nurturing spirit, and dedication to caring for others beyond her family and friends. And whereas Miss Romaine is a dedicated and respected member of the Dawn community, consistently contributing to its well-being and vitality, she is a devoted member of Second Mount Zion Baptist Church, where she has faithfully served since the age of 12 and demonstrated a lifelong commitment to her faith. And whereas Miss Romaine, in recognition of this milestone, the Caroline County takes great pleasure in joining Miss Romaine's family and friends in extending our sincere congratulations and appreciation for her enduring contributions to our county and community. Now, therefore, it be resolved that the Caroline County Board of Supervisors does hereby offer its admiration, gratitude, and very best wishes to Miss Eloise Morris Romaine on the momentous occasion of her 100th birthday, adopted this 9th day of September 2025, signed by Mr. Charles Cully, the clerk of the board, and Miss Nancy Long, chairperson. So thank you, Mrs.
Good evening, Madam Chairwoman and fellow board members, especially Mr. Underwood. Thank you for responding to my email requesting a proclamation for my aunt/mother. she has raised me for the past 60 years. So it's a delight that I at least had shared 60 years of her 100 years here. And I just want to recognize her. She is a tremendous person, and she is the pillar of our community. And I thank you. By the way, all of you look so good up there, up there. You really do. So thank you again for acknowledging her. Thanks.
Thank you. And
And we'll get you a picture.
since you said we all look good, we will come down to you for a picture. How about that?
Okay,
With
can
a
I
group
have her
picture
to
of
stand
everybody?
so other people in the audience can take a look at this 100-year-old woman?
Yeah.
All right.
And I just want,
She's not that typical, 100-year-old, but a few months ago, Miss May Price
May, I
was
can say,
recognized too. So she and Miss May were childhood friends. They grew up together, and that's in the same community. So that is a testimony within itself.
yeah,
So
Miss May, we celebrated her 100th birthday 2 months ago.
yes,
And
yes.
they have been childhood friends from
Yeah.
then till now. Just
Joy of
Let
small
her-
communities.
Let
And
her
the-
stand behind the podium so
Okay, come
so
here.
folks can see her on
And,
YouTube.
And in the proclamation, you did say that she joined Second Mount Zion Baptist Church when she was 12 years
12,
old.
yes.
So I want to put this out too, that Miss May Price and Miss Romaine joined the same time. So come up.
Work our way down there.
This.
And
Okay.
You can go ahead and use the mic.
So can you
and
please
say
let me know
what
where
you
the
want.
camera is so I can get my pose on too? And also, it's a beautiful audience out here too. Spread the love. Show them where you can walk.
Okay, that's perfect right here.
Oh, y'all look even,
stand right here.
oh, y'all even look better down here. Okay.
You just want to say that. Look,
Oh, okay.
We'll do a forward picture and then
like
Okay.
a family picture.
Okay.
No, oh, you stay here. Stay
No,
here.
no, you stay here.
Okay.
You okay? You okay?
Yeah, we all
Wait,
in.
don't cover your face. though.
Okay.
What's that? How good this young people.
Okay.
Yeah.
Come on, everybody.
Yes, we can step out of the way and
But we can get, we'll let you, I just want.
and do a family one. You can have one to say.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And thank you all as well.
And our second presentation tonight, I have given to the vice chair. So, Mr. Forehand.
All right. This is a resolution celebrating the Ladysmith Volunteer Rescue Squad on the occasion of its 70th anniversary. Whereas in the summer of 1955, Caroline County residents in the Ladysmith area faced a dire need for timely emergency medical response as ambulances from Fredericksburg or Ashland had to be summoned due to the absence of local services. And whereas on September 20th, 1955, a group of concerned citizens led by William S. Jones, a retired mail carrier, convened at Ladysmith Baptist Church to form what would become the Ladysmith Volunteer Rescue Squad, the very first rescue squad in Caroline County. And whereas from this meeting, Mr. Jones was elected president along with officers and committee members including Rex Barnett, Miss H.W. Dudley, Stanley Hans, Grace Hall, author A. Pickett, Earl Bombach, and others who worked tirelessly to organize, raise funds, and equip the fledgling rescue squad. And whereas the generosity of Miss Clara Smith, who donated land, made the down payment on the first ambulance, and contributed additional funds for a permanent headquarters, together with the remarkable support of U.S. Route 1 truck drivers and the wider community, ensured the survival and growth of Ladysmith Volunteer Rescue Squad. And whereas through hard work, training, and dedication, the charter members answered the squad's very first call for an automobile accident at the Caroline Inn on December 18th, 1955, marking the beginning of a continuous tradition of life-saving service. And whereas during its first year of operation, Ladysmith Volunteer Rescue Squad responded to 273 calls and has since remained a vital part of Caroline County's public safety system, steadily evolving over the decades to meet the needs of a growing community. And whereas for 70 years, the men and women of Ladysmith Volunteer Rescue Squad, both charter and current members, have given generously of their time, skill, and compassion, carrying forward a tradition of volunteerism and service that has saved countless lives and strengthened the fabric of Caroline County. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Caroline County Board of Supervisors hereby recognizes and honors Ladysmith Volunteer Rescue Squad on the occasion of its 70th anniversary, commending its past and present members for their extraordinary commitment and sacrifice and service to the community. Be it further resolved that this resolution be included in the minutes of the Caroline County Board of Supervisors, and that a copy be presented to Ladysmith Volunteer Rescue Squad as a lasting expression of the county's gratitude, admiration, and respect. Adopted this 9th day of September, 2025 by Mr. Cully, clerk of the board, and Ms. Long, our chairperson.
Thank you very much for reading all that.
Here to accept the recognition on behalf of Ladysmith Rescue Squad is Kevin Rickens and Lisa Street.
Great. If you want to say anything, you certainly are welcome, and then we'll get you up here to take a picture.
Well, those of you that know me, I'm Kevin Rickens. I'm the captain of the Ladysmith Volunteer Rescue Squad. Just want to take a second to thank all of you for your support over the years. See all the familiar faces. You guys have supported us throughout the years at many events and have addressed many needs we need when they've come up. And also like to give our gratitude and thanks to Chief Loftus for his never-ending support. He is always there when we need him. So thank you very much to all of you.
Lisa, you have anything? No? All right. I don't want to put her on the spot. All right, come on up and let's Right. Now we are at our third presentation. Okay, and this is, Mr. Cully, did you want to introduce this?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. We have Mr. Jeremy Bennett here from VACO. We submitted for the VACO Awards Program and actually received the award. So he's here tonight to present that to the county.
Thank you. Welcome.
Madam Chair, members of the board, good evening. It's a pleasure to be here in Caroline County. My name is Jeremy Bennett with VACO Director of Intergovernmental Affairs, and it is my distinct privilege to present the county with the VACO Achievement Award. For the benefit of your constituents who may not be familiar with the Virginia Association of Counties, VACO has existed since 1934 to serve and support your efforts as county officials. We support counties in many ways. First is through our advocacy efforts at the state and federal level. We also serve counties through our educational programs, member services, and communication efforts. I should also note that we are also very pleased that Supervisor Black currently does serve on the VACO Board of Directors, where he represents you and your region very well. In 2003, we established our Achievement Award program to recognize counties that have adopted innovative approaches to providing public services and identifying programs that could serve as models for other counties to emulate. And today I'm very proud to present Caroline County with an Achievement Award for your prescription drug box EMS program. This was VACO's 23rd Annual Achievement Awards program. We received a record 155 entries in 2025, of which 57 winners were selected from 33 counties. So this was truly competitive, as only 36% of entries were selected as winners. And with a win this year, Caroline County now has won the award 6 times. The last won the award in 2019, and then before that in 2004, 6, 7, and 15. There were several criteria our judges followed as guidelines, some of which being, does the program offer an innovative solution to a problem, situation, or delivery of services? Does the program promote intergovernmental cooperation? Is it a model that other local governments may learn from and implement in their own areas? And is the program based on programs from another public or private entity but represents an innovative approach or customization by local government? And certainly reading your application, and I know our judges obviously agreed with that, this program meets all of those criteria. So I don't know if the administrator or anyone else would like to, brag about the program a little bit. I do have the award here, but it is my honor to present to you, the award for the EMS drug kit transition. I know this was an issue that was impacting localities across the Commonwealth, and it seems like y'all were at the forefront of innovation and getting a program that delivers, needed services to your constituents. So I have the award here, and happy to present it and maybe do some pictures as well that we can share with our members across the Commonwealth.
Thank you so much. And I'm going to ask Chief Loftus to come up. He's sitting back there being real quiet. Because this certainly was, and I have a proclamation to read also. I don't know which way you want to do this, but if you don't mind standing there for a moment, I'm going to read this and then we'll do the presentation and the pictures, unless Mr. Cully has other instructions.
Real quick, I just wanted to give the audience a quick overview of what went on when Chief Loftus brought this to my attention, that the federal law had changed and we were no longer going to be able to exchange our drug boxes at the hospital. I said, put together a fact sheet and let's get it in front of the board, because there was a deadline that was involved and nobody really knew exactly how we were going to make this work. And if you remember, Chief brought you a very detailed PowerPoint presentation with all the facts, the types of drugs. I can't get into any of that detail, and with a ask of, we need an employee put in the department that's going to be able to oversee this program. And from that, you approved that in mid-budget year, and they got to work. And the impressive part, once they got to work, we became a leader in the state. And if we weren't the first, we are close to the first county that implemented. A lot of people put their head in the sand, like it wasn't going to happen, and the law might change, and this, that, and the other. And the impressive part, and what was in the application, is Fairfax and Loudoun and others that he can name. But think of the size of the county of Fairfax to the size of the county of Carroll. They visited us to see what we were doing. And so I think that was one of the most impressive things that that all the large localities couldn't get this pulled off, but little old Caroline, with the leadership of Chief Loftus, the vision of the board to say, yes, get started. We can't wait to see what's going to get fixed or not, and then to turn this program on live, is why we won the award along with it. I want to recognize, who did the paperwork and the text to get the award was Mr. Parton, and his writing skills also helped to make sure the judges at VACO understood the program and what we had done. So with that, if you would read that resolution, please.
I am proud to. Resolution commending the Caroline County Department of Fire and Rescue for its EMS drug kit transition program. Whereas in 2023, the Federal Drug Enforcement Agency made major changes to the Drug Supply Chain Security Act, which governs how emergency medical service providers and fire departments handle prescription medications listed on Schedules 2 through 6. And whereas prior to the changes, licensed EMS agencies, such as the Caroline County Department of Fire and Rescue, furnish essential medications to EMS providers by relying on hospitals to provide pre-filled drug and exchange services for used or expired medications. This enabled medics and firefighters to carry medications in locked containers or kits that resembled tool or tackle boxes. Once medications were used in the field, the entire kit was exchanged at a local hospital, and first responders were prepared for the next call. And whereas the DEA changes to the Drug Supply Chain Security Act were profound and immensely impactful to every licensed EMS agency in the Commonwealth of Virginia, from the largest localities like Fairfax and Prince William County to small rural departments operating with very limited personnel. And whereas, to meet the new requirements, many local departments had to completely overhaul their operating procedures and put in place all the necessary equipment, infrastructure, training, and policies to stand up their own licensed pharmacy. And whereas Fire EMS Chief Jason Loftus and the Caroline County Department of Fire and Rescue accepted the challenge head-on and with great efficiency implemented an entirely new hub and spoke concept from scratch to dispense required pharmaceutical medications to EMS providers. The new process was implemented on October the 23rd, 2024, more than 1 month before the original EDA deadline. And whereas in implementing these complex changes so quickly and efficiently, the Caroline County Department of Fire and Rescue truly became a statewide leader that many other EMS agencies, including those with dramatically larger budgets, manpower, resources, sought to emulate. The department hosted visitors from Fairfax County, Loudoun, Prince William, Stafford, York, Goochland, and Dinwiddie to observe its setup, infrastructure, and policies and procedures, and met with key staff to learn from our success. And whereas the department's accomplishments accumulated in the Caroline County selection for a 2025 Virginia Association of Counties Achievement Award, a competitive statewide program that recognizes local government programs using criteria that includes innovation, cooperation, and model practices. Now therefore be it resolved that the Caroline County Board of Supervisors hereby extends its enthusiastic congratulations and appreciation to Chief Loftus, Deputy Mark Garnett, Chief Edmund Boehm, and all the members of the Caroline County Department of Fire and Rescue who had a hand in achieving the remarkable accomplishment embodied in the EMS Drug Kit Transition Program. The program has brought great credit and recognition to Caroline County, established the Department of Fire and Rescue as a statewide leader, and shown how much can be accomplished with hard work, integrity, and vision. Adopted this 9th day of September 2025. Which much thanks and pride, Chief Loftus, and to all your crew. Wonderful job. We're so proud of you.
Thank you very much. I'll certainly accept the award on behalf of the county as a whole, and then my words will be to that point. Yes, a lot of folks came here, and one of the reasons we were able to do what we did is we work in a very small county that has people that are very dedicated. And I'll explain a few of those things. Public Works. Public Works Department helped us out immensely. Ted Lambert found a way to use our county ID system that we use for door access to turn on and turn off our alarm system. They wired all of our cameras. They helped us with our door access. Once we got our vending machines in place, our automatic drug dispensing machines, the IT department brought everything together and made that work for us in a very short time period. The sheriff's office, believe it or not, is providing us with free alarm monitoring, which is required by the state pharmacy board at all of our sites that have alarms for that. Our building official, Kevin Whiteman, and I built the pharmacy. We framed it up, we put it together in a day, and you don't get that in a lot of localities. We were able to move very quickly because of the people that work here in this county. And everybody was willing to help try to solve that problem and chip in where they could. So I certainly accept that on behalf of the county as a whole because it's important to know the county as a whole contributed. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, we're gonna move them upstairs and let's see. Bring everybody else up. Should both come?
I don't know. I don't know.
Coming out here.
Chief Loftus, you get to come up for a picture with this. And do I see anybody else? I don't see you.
I don't think you need that. If you want.
All right, that was fun, but now we got to get down to business. Our first presentation tonight is from VDOT. Good evening, Mr. Bates.
Good evening, Madam Chair, Mr. Vice Chair, and members of the board, county administration. Thank you for having me tonight. We're going to go ahead and go through some projects. I got a few updates at the end for you all, and then I'll take some questions and comments at the
I
end.
think Mr. Seeley has something.
Is
he
that
needs
your
to ask
intern
you.
that's sitting back?
He's not my intern.
Oh, okay. I thought it
Although
was.
he once was my intern. He is my assistant residency administrator, Giovanni Esposito. Go ahead and wave, Giovanni. He is my assistant residency engineer. So he's taken over for Andrew Thorpe, who left me to go to Salem District. So
Well, you know, I'm just making sure I didn't. I will talk about it during my.
Fair enough.
Thank you.
And every time you get somebody, an assistant, and we get to know them, we take them away.
train them up and move them on.
Move 'em
That's how we
on.
do it.
Yep.
So I know what you're getting at, Mr. Seeley. I hear you. All right, so I'll dive right into the updates. So the first project that we have in Caroline County is the Route 638 bridge over the South River replacement. That is a state of good repair funds, meaning federal funds were on this project. That one was completed July 22nd, on time, on budget, open to traffic.
Mr. Bates, do you know the value of that bridge project?
I do not off the top of my head, but I can get that information over to you.
And it was part of a lot of state money in the county this year.
Mhm.
When you add all this up, I was just going to try
Yeah.
to get a ballpark number.
Absolutely. In fact, what we could do is on the document for next time, we could add some of the dollar figures onto that. So you have that at least for cost estimates. But I can get you that information. Next project here, this was a small project utilizing secondary 6-year plan funds, open just in time for school on Route 676. This is an additional turn lane onto Route 207. Again, this was prioritized using secondary 6-year plan funds by Caroline County. That began in late July and was done in late June and was done just before the July 4th holiday and well before school started. Here we have, we call it the sister project to the southbound. That one has officially started. This is a bridge rehab over Mattapanai. This is another state of good repair funds, meaning some federal funds. It is a superstructure replacement and substructure rehabilitation. So in summary, everything kind of parallel to the road is going to be replaced, and there's going to be some substructure rehabilitation once that happens. This is a design build project along with a few others throughout the Fredericksburg district, but this one has started construction. It began on July 28th. There was a press release out for that. It's not really a detour as much as it is moving traffic from the northbound side onto the southbound side. We have one lane in each direction, and we are looking at that traffic shift in September. Here we have in town of Bowling Green, the Route 301 and Chase Street improvements. This is a smart scale project that was applied to and awarded funding, 14.1 million cost estimate. This one includes some lane restrictions and safety improvements along 301, as well as some improvements within the town of Bowling Green itself, being some crosswalks, signal upgrades, and some pavement markings as well. So in addition to some lighting. So that public hearing, we have not set a date quite yet, but it will be this fall. So be on the lookout for that. It'll be somewhere close to the town of Bowling Green. Moving on to the next project here. The next two were awarded in the last round of Smart Scale in 2024. So this first one is Route 1 at Page and Marie Road. These are intersection improvements to add turn lanes. This is awarded $7 million in state funding. It was the highest rated project in the state of Virginia, as we talked about at the last board presentation. It will construct a left turn lane from the northbound and the southbound directions of Route 1 onto Route 605 in each direction, allowing for safer operations where you have some rear end crashes and even some angle crashes. That one has been officially awarded, and project design is set to begin in 2027. We have not set a project timeline for that that quite yet. I will add that if you go onto the VDOT website, we do have a project page for both this and the next project that we're going to talk about here, which is at Route 1 and Lake Caroline. This project is another smart scale that was awarded in 2024 in the last round. This project is to construct a left and right turn lanes for the northbound and southbound directions of Route 1 into Lake Caroline. This is another one that is set to begin design in 2027. And like I said, that project page is up and running.
And that was officially awarded as well.
Yes, sir. Officially awarded. This is not a VDOT project, but I do like to keep it on here just because I know it's high visibility. An economic development project. I know Mr. Wilson worked with our folks in Central Office Local Assistant Division and got awarded funding for design for 2 projects, one being on Route 684 Dry Bridge Road and one being on Route 652 Ruther Glen Road, essentially to create some shoulders and straighten out some of the curves there, understanding some of the economic development that you have there. So that kickoff meeting was held in June, and they're doing some LiDAR mapping being flown in each of the areas. This was a maintenance project, Route 301 through AP Hill Boulevard. This was an emergency slope repair. We had to take one of the lanes on southbound Route 301. It was taken for quite some time. A lot of that was due to some coordination with the utility companies, but I will say a huge shout out to our friends and neighbors at AP Hill. They were really great to work with through this project. In fact, provided all of the material that we utilized to backfill some clean dirt that we were able to work through with them, given it's bordering their property there. So they were outstanding partners to VDOT through this process. You can see on the very leftmost picture, that was how we found it. And then you look over to the right, that was how I can't say we left it like that. We have established some vegetation, but that was kind of after the project once the slope was repaired and backfilled. And we actually worked with Lumen, the utility company, to do a lot of the backfill, given that they had a utility line, a fiber line that went through that area, which you can see hanging through the air on the very left. So big shout out to AP Hill for partnering with us on that one. Just some mowing updates. You all have the permit manicure mowing throughout the county, which is ongoing. We are preparing for our final mow at the end of the year. We have just started up in the northern parts of the residency, and we'll be working our way south. But we did just finish our first secondary mow cycle within the last couple weeks here in Caroline County. So one more cycle to go, and we'll be finished for the season. I did include in your packet as well, not in the slides, but in the document, a list of some of the ongoing tree trimming routes for this upcoming year. So feel free to take a look at those. I would just encourage residents, if you have any other, we do work with school transportation, and anytime there's limbs that are hitting buses or anything like that, I just encourage residents and school transportation, go through 1-800-4 road. Those work orders go directly to our local area headquarters. So I would just encourage you to do that. 1-800-4 road, FOR road. Or you can just go onto the VDOT website and report a road problem. It all goes to our local area headquarters here in Caroline County. You can include pictures and GPS locations as well. And then these are some of the routes for next year's resurfacing schedule. We were very busy this year. We had a lot of great primary routes that we're still finishing up throughout Caroline County. 2025, we had 301 through Port Royal, Tidewater Trail from Mount Creek Bridge to Maryton Drive, as well as some sections of 301 through AP Hill, so which we're finishing up now. And then looking on to next year, we have some sections of Tidewater Trail, sections of 301 Richmond Turnpike, some down by the Hanover line, and then sections of 207, 17, and various secondary roads. So please take a look at that. You've got that table in your packet. That's what we have on contract for next season. They could start anytime next April and finishing up in November. So with that, that's my slideshow in relation to all the projects ongoing. I did have a couple of quick updates. The first one, Mr. Thomas, we are still working on doing the title search for Milford. I spoke to, I can't remember his last name, but Jamie. I spoke with him through a text today. So he's working with your planning and zoning department and get some information from Leon and friends. And so once he has that, we're probably gonna have to set up a meeting with him and the OAG's office to figure out what the maintenance responsibility is, and that's what we've been working towards. I did find a subdivision plat, so we're a little bit closer. I just need to figure out what that maintenance responsibility is. Mr. Seeley, you had asked about 640 Smoots Pond. I did promise you an update on that one. I can send you an email here shortly, but at this point, we've essentially put that project on hold until the dam owners, dam owners, can work with the Department of Conservation and Recreation. So until they work with DCR, we're kind of at a hold until that owner can work with them to improve the dam.
Is AP Hill not the owner of that?
I do not believe they are. So I'll see if I can check the county GIS and let you know a little bit more. I don't believe that was them. I think it was a private owner.
Okay.
And Mr. Underwood, a couple things. My new ARA back there met with you and Mr. Lipa to look at some areas out there on 207. First of all, there was a yield sign that we were looking at. We did find out that there was a yield sign missing, so we have that sign on order, and that is going to be for the northbound off ramp from 95. That one should be up in the next week. The other part was related to Ruther Glen Road. We are going to look at a through truck restriction. Our traffic engineering folks are looking at alternative routes for a through truck restriction. But more than anything, I think we're going to take a holistic view of the wayfinding signs there. I know that, Chief Loftus would agree. We've had a lot of tractor trailers go in places where they shouldn't. So they've done a lot of work at their fire station site. We are going to look at some of the wayfinding signs coming out from Ruther Glen Road onto the Loop Road, and try and get some more strict language into, ensuring that people know how to get back to 95. So, and just in the conversations you and I have, it sounds like it's people making wrong turns, missing the turns they're supposed to be making. So the more that we can bring awareness to that, I will say the folks that at the distribution site have a lot of signs. It really shocks me that people are missing that turn, but if they are, I think we're going to put some state signage that will kind of reinforce some of that. So we're looking at some options now. I should have some more information for you within the next 30 days or so, as well as we have some shoulder improvements. Last I rode the shoulders was about 2 weeks ago. They did look pretty good. There was an area right there at the distribution center that we're going to have some improvements on. And then more over than that, I think we're going to be working with the Transportation Committee, Mr. Hughes, and see if we can identify a future project to try and widen some of those. Just understanding, I know there's the economic development project, but there may be something we can do in the interim, understanding that is merely in design if you even are at that point. So we may be able to look at some trench widening through that area, understanding the constraints and the difficulties that we have with those tractor trailers. So that's all I have. Do you all have anything additional for me? I'd be happy to take questions or concerns.
Let me get this done, then I'll be done. I didn't hear anything about finishing 17. Are we going to repave 17? Really we get the stripes on 301 and we'll be done there, but I know they started on 17 a little bit and then didn't keep coming toward Port Royal. Is that going to happen?
So the 2025 schedule, the stuff ongoing, is that what you're referring to? Yeah, so I think they have from on our schedule right now, I don't have the entire schedule in front of me, but I've got from Mount Creek Bridge to the Marymount Drive. Is that in the section that we're referring to?
That's about like a quarter or a third of 17 between New Post and Port Royal. So you think they're going to keep going, or are they going to divide it up among years? Do you know?
Yeah, they're dividing that up. There is a section of 17 Tidewater Trail from essentially the Essex County line out to Port Royal, and that is on schedule for 2026.
Okay.
So I can send you kind of both of those extents, so you know what's being done this year and next year, and then anything additional on that.
That'd be great. And if you could maybe they could send a map with it so people will know.
Yeah,
There's one section that has a lot of really rough, disappearing asphalt that you saw rumble across on 17.
Yeah.
And so I was just hoping that would get fixed.
Yeah, absolutely. My first hand will send it to you back there.
Thank you very much. Mr. Underwood.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Mr. Bates, first, you and I talked about the lighted 301 and 30 the left turn there. And you were going to, we looked at the structure across to see if we could do different turn signals or,
Yeah, I don't have those notes in front of me. I believe that they made some changes to the signal to keep us from having to do that. Let me go back and look at
no, they're still the
what I
same.
had and see if I can. I haven't heard anything else about that. There was an issue with the loop, I want to say. So I don't want to misspeak. So let me go
Now I'm
back
at 301 and 30 now, where you're not
Yep.
talking a while
Yep.
back
Yep.
about not being able to make the left-hand turn and go straight down 30, going to King William or coming back from
Right.
up Don Boulevard.
Yeah, if
So-
I remember correctly, I think they had a technical issue with the loops and they weren't triggering. And so the left turns were not getting what they needed to. So I think they repaired that loop. I don't, that was.
But the
last-
issue on 30, there's no left-hand turn.
Yeah.
You have to turn, the
With the
traffic's
three
coming, you don't have the opportunity to make a left turn, and you only have a right turn lane, so
Right.
the traffic backs up on 30,
Yeah.
but you can't make the turn left going either direction.
Yeah.
So,
Let me look back at my notes and we'll follow up.
Mr. Arnold, are you saying there's no left turn lane, or you?
there's no left turn lane, it's either straight or left.
It's a
But it
through
needs to-
left.
it's
Yeah.
yeah, through left, which is not good.
Yeah.
So, secondly, Kyle, 301 is a very heavy traffic, traveled area now down through that community from Hanover up to Bowling Green. Is there any way we could widen 301 some, the shoulders, it's too narrow. So if you could look at that as
Yeah,
well.
we can see if there's anything that we could do through HSIP funds for widening. We could look into that.
Okay, and I noticed that you gave us some information about the mowing that's taking place, but again, down Route 30 and down the ditch lines and down 301, they're not doing a very good job of clearing. We constantly have overgrowth, and it's hard to see out of the driveways
Yeah.
because the traffic there, that's 55 miles an hour, which I think is still too fast. We did the traffic study.
Yep.
And that's still a residential area, but you guys refuse to slow down the traffic there.
Mm.
But from 30 going to King William, going east, I believe, that's a very dangerous section right there, at least for that first mile or so going down Route 30. I have a lot of people complain about trying to get out onto the Route 30.
Not off the top of my head, but we can take a look at the mowing contractor, ensure that they're doing what they can within the right of way. We don't maintain sight distance for private entrances, but we do maintain the shoulder of the road through our mowing contractor, which we'll mow that 2 to 3 times a year. So we'll take a look and make sure that they're doing what they need to do. Yeah.
And is there any way possible we could slow down the traffic? We've done several traffic studies, I know, but you guys are saying that everything is fine, but
Yeah.
55 miles an hour down Route 30 from the State Fair to 30 and then from 30 down to King William, it's just too fast. There should be a break there.
Yeah.
It's just too fast.
Anything that VDOT does, we're balancing, the
Traffic flow.
operation and safety, right?
Yeah.
And so we can take a look at that data. We don't want to slow anybody down unnecessarily. You create almost an adverse effect by doing that.
We don't want anybody to get killed either way.
Right.
Trying to get out of their driveway
100%.
because you got tractor trailers bearing down.
Yeah.
And line of sight sometimes is not good.
And they've been
So-
I'd have to look back at our notes, but that speed limit has been that for what, 5-6 years?
It's been at least 5.
Yeah, so I'd look at the data. I mean, if there's nothing to support that, I don't know if that's a change that we would support here at VDOT, right? So again, it's not that VDOT is waiting for anything to happen, but if it's not happening, there's nothing to correct, right? So let me take a look at the data,
Okay.
and I'll loop back around with you.
And my last one, Kyle, in terms of paving, I know we're doing primary roads.
Mhm.
What's the chance of paving some of our secondary and rural roads? Like,
Yeah, there's 136 lane miles, so that's just one side of the road, if you will, but it's roughly 60 to 70 directional miles. A majority of those are low volume secondary roads. I just didn't mention them. They are on that slide. So anywhere from about a third of the way down all the way to the bottom, you know,
I didn't
a
see
good
very
amount
many in
of
my
those.
district. I only saw one.
Oh, well,
So
we're
and that's-
data
and that's
data
my
driven,
concern.
right? Yeah.
What's that?
Yeah.
And I know you have to balance it, but
Yeah.
I just want to make sure it's balanced, but it doesn't look
Sure.
balanced to me.
Yeah.
with
Well,
what
a
you
lot of
got.
what we're doing, we're not, to be fair, when I look at the ratings, I don't see whose district that they are in. We're looking
I know
at
you
what
don't, but I do.
that I know you do. That's why you're up there, right?
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. So we look at the CCI ratings, which is essentially the roadway ratings,
Right.
and lack of a better term, and kind of make our decisions based off of that. But we'll take a look. Look, if there's some ones that you want us to review and kind of at least have that conversation about where it rates, we can definitely take a look at those. I've sat down with board members and gone through the map before. I'm happy to do that with you.
Secretariat, Old Don Boulevard, and Signboard Road and Ruther Glen. Those are 4.
All right.
Okay. Thank you, sir. And thanks for all you do, Kyle. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you.
Yes, Mr. Sealy.
Couple of questions. How is our guardrail replacement program going?
We just changed our system, so there's room for improvement. We have looked, in fact, I met with a gentleman out in Port Royal just within the last week, and we had a conversation about that. So we have a lot of our guardrail gets reported and goes into this new system. It goes to our traffic engineers. Our traffic engineers then can put that out on a contract. So I would just say, we talked about this at a previous meeting, continue even now to have those conversations and put those things into the VDOT system. I'd love to say, we don't get called for every guardrail hit. There are a lot of times where it's a ghost hit, if you will. We're really prioritizing the end terminals and some of the significant ones, but we have spent, I don't have the dollar figure in front of me, but we spent a good amount of money on replacing end terminals over the last year.
How did the sheriff's office reporting where all the guardrails were hit or missing work out? Do we know?
Well, more often than not, I mean, we're getting calls from them through the TOC, and we're, if it's something substantial, we're going out ourselves and responding to that incident. So, other than that, it goes in as a work order, and we, TOC can even put in a work or a traffic operations center when they get those calls. If there's damaged assets, we get a report, and typically we go after the insurance companies if there's a responsible party, and that goes into the report.
Because I know that I'm still getting some folks going, are they ever replacing these, or and I'll have to go look at which ones, but there's a
send them
couple
to
of
me
places that have
directly.
been okay. You and I looked at Sparta Road. Any idea when you're going to do the traffic count, or have you looked at the traffic count?
Yeah, we're going to try and redo the traffic count this winter. That's the goal.
Why in the winter?
Would you? You'd rather do it in the summer?
Or spring when it just seems like traffic patterns change once winter comes.
Okay.
So I'm just, we looked at some places where the road surface is actually moved.
Yeah.
And I see that we're getting ready to do, where I just lost it. I was just looking at, looks like surface treatment again.
Mm-hmm.
The traffic that road gets from trucks, that surface treatment just seems to, when it gets hot, moves. And you can see the center line moving with it. So
I think you're talking about Sparta. That's on Perimeter Road from Sparta to Beverly Run.
So that's Perimeter Road. It's not even Sparta Road.
Correct. But your point stands. We can get data if we feel like the spring months are the right time.
I just think spring would be more advantageous than in the winter.
Okay. Noted.
And I think those are all my questions, Madam Chair. Thank you, Kyle. Thanks for everything.
Yes,
Wait a
sir.
minute, we gonna see if anybody else have any questions. Everybody's done? I didn't think so. That's why I said, who else has questions? Mr. Forehand, Mr. Thomas, go ahead.
Well, I always look forward to speaking with Mr. Bates. Good to see you, sir.
Yes, sir. Good to see you.
And I think I said thank you the last time you were here, but thank you
You can
again.
say it again. That's all right.
I was gonna, but you know what comes after that. Thank you
Yeah,
again
but-
for the turn lane at the Bowling Green convenience site.
Mhm.
I mean, that honestly is a lifesaver to me. I had been going there with a truck behind me, and it was really a short turn. So I really appreciate that. I think that's a great safety thing, and also thank you again for Devil's 3 jump and the turn on 207 right at the high school. I'm sure the bus drivers and the parents that are going back towards Bowling Green really appreciate that. So thank you for all of those, and we've been in touch with a lot of people, and I promise to give them all a name, but Bobby Beasley, Bo Satterwhite, Joe Pitts, and Ray Campbell were all people that helped me hunt down the Byrd Act and what happens in Milford with regards to the sidewalks. Ray Campbell and I were actually in the clerk's office, and I'm glad Ray was there because he knew. But we looked up 1932 deeds
Mhm.
that we gave to Kyle, so you can see when the land was transferred. So the other downside of that is it either belongs to VDOT or the Board of Supervisors.
Mhm.
So we're hoping VDOT will fix it in either case. So
I
do
was hoping the Board of Supervisors would do.
Yeah, nice try. But that is a liability thing we may have to look at. But I think it's
I-
VDOT's. We're going to figure out it's VDOT's anyhow.
Yeah, and I say that, I make the jokes, but to be fair, like, we're going to find the right answer, whatever
Yeah.
that is. And that's what needs to happen.
And we're going to take appropriate action once we find
Absolutely.
the right answer. So
Yes,
I mean,
sir.
we definitely agree. The last thing I have is well, next to last. I need to put on the resurfacing schedule New Baltimore Road and Antioch Road. Now, both of those roads come from or have access to the Milford Industrial Park. And we do have quite a few trucks that are coming in and out of there. So with those trucks comes
Sure.
surface wear. One of the citizens on New Baltimore said they lived there 10 years and there'd never been any resurfacing. So
Sure.
if you could help, I'd really appreciate that.
Yep, we'll take a look at the ratings and see what the conditions are. And there may be some things we need to do now and not wait for the resurfacing schedule. I mean, the same across the board for any of these. So.
And we could use a couple of patches, so I did
Yep.
see that. The 207 bridge,
Mhm.
we both said the construction was going to start a month or so ago, but the pre-construction is creating the workaround lane.
That's right.
When is the workaround lane going to be done? Is that another couple of weeks away? Or?
Yep, they're planning for later on this month.
Okay, so in October, we'll actually probably start working on the bridge. And it's 9 months from when you start working on the bridge, it'll be done? Is that what you told me before? Was it 9 or
I'd
6?
have to go back and look at the slides here. I don't see that one on here, Mr. Thomas. Let me make sure. I think it might be a little bit longer than 9 months, but I'll find that out and get that back to you.
Yeah, I appreciate that because I think it was 12 months when the whole project started, but whatever it is, it's a long time to have one lane going across that bridge. But I
Yeah, and
understand.
they're contractually they have to have all of the bridges done by the summer of 2028, but they're starting on this one now, so that's just in the bundle. They're going to have all 4 of them done, so it'll be done well before that. I'll get that information and send that on to you, and I'll make sure that's included in the next update as well.
All right, appreciate it. And really the last thing is 1-800-FOR-ROAD
Yes, sir.
is the number that any citizen can call to report a problem with VDOT, signs, road issues, whatever the issue is, right?
Yes, sir. It goes to our call center and directly to work order is made and goes directly to our local area headquarters here in Caroline County.
All right, just want to make sure that all the citizens know 800-FOR-ROAD is a number they can call. A lot of times they call us and then we call you, and sometimes things get lost in the translation, but they can go directly to VDOT.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir, for all you do, and I really do appreciate it. See, nothing bad.
Not at all.
Mr. Black.
I'll be brief, rapid fire. The project on Page Road and the project, the big projects in Lake Caroline, you said that starting 2027 is like planning. When can you expect, like, people want to know like when a finish time would be. Not,
We don't have a project timeline yet. We haven't even gotten through scoping
all right,
at
so
this point.
2028.
So
So
yeah,
that's good. All right,
it's well
We'll
beyond.
say 2028.
Yeah.
Good. All right. Now the next thing, that was just a joke. But next thing is I have 4 years. I need to still meet with you. Like it's been on me. So I mean to go out and trivet area.
Yep.
And then the last thing is the mowing. Can you make sure when you're like, for example, like, because like I'm hyper focused on, you know, Ladysmith Road out to 95. Can you make sure when you're doing that mowing, which it needs to be done, that you're having the trash people
Yes, sir.
pick up the trash so that way, because a lot of times you
My
say,
inspectors are well on top of that this year. Hopefully you haven't seen any trash mowed over this year.
no, we haven't, which is good. But I mean, we haven't had a mow in a while. Like, and I think you did a good job with it in the spring. So, I mean, and it's been so dry. I don't think much is mowing right now. We're getting towards the end of the growing season. But I just want to make sure when you guys do go out there, because
Yep.
one piece of trash doesn't become 20 pieces of trash, you know?
100%.
All right. Thank you. That's all I have.
Mhm.
Any other questions for anyone?
One last one. Kyle, what do I, Mr. Bates, what do I have to do to get a speed study on Ladysmith Road again?
You can ask me, and I'll see when the. Sorry. And I can look and see when the last time we did one, see if anything has changed, and there may be an opportunity to do it. Where exactly are you looking at?
From 207 to either St. John Church or the turn for St. John Church, or all the way to the Catholic Church.
Okay.
There are a lot of houses right on the road, literally.
Yeah.
And several of those residents have asked about reducing the speed limit. And I know we reduced the speed limit coming into Bowling Green on Route 2
Mhm.
from 55 to 45. So it's the same kind of thing. And it is kind of dangerous for them to come out, especially Sundays after church and normal. It is a truck route.
Yeah, let me take a look at it. You know, obviously you all know this. We lean on the 85th percentile for speed limit. So I'll take a look and see when the last time we did it is, if anything has changed development wise out there. There may be a need to go out and do another study on it. So I can take a look at it.
All right, 85% means 85% of people are doing more than the speed limit.
Not necessarily. So the 85th person out of 100, let's say, if you were to rate them from 0 to 100 miles an hour, that whatever that 85th person is traveling, that's typically what we set the speed limit at. That's not just something VDOT adopts. That's you know, the MUTCD nationwide AASHTO guidelines. That's something that is used all over the nation for setting speed limits. There's some nuance to that. There's a safety aspect. Sorry, I got a little much, but there's a safety aspect to that too. We talked about data. We look at all things, but 85th percentile is typically what we lean on.
Okay. And you will let me know when you put the counters out there so
you can drive fast or slow on it?
I can drive very slow. Thank you. I just want to work the system how the system's meant to be worked. And anybody else going to St. John can go the same amount of speed.
Go real slow.
You can organize a bicycle
Yeah.
trip, you know, with a bunch of kids over, you know.
Well, really, I mean, in
Our
all,
counters will pick up on that.
I
so.
know.
yeah, you can't jump on it either. I found that out. But in all seriousness, Mr. Bates, though, I do appreciate it. And it
Yes,
is
sir.
a safety concern. It's not something that's trivial. It is a safety concern.
Take a look at
Especially
it.
since the houses are right there on the road in that area.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you for all you do again.
Thank you.
Well, you don't quite get away. Mr. Underwood
Oh, I'm
has
sorry.
one more question.
Mr. Bates, are you ever available for any community meetings?
Yes. I got to be very careful
Right, I understand.
with my wife to make sure that I don't, I'm here tonight.
She can come too.
Yeah. What kind of a meeting? We'll see later. Yeah, look, we can chat if you have a need for a VDOT rep. We can lend
Okay.
some help within reason.
Okay, great. Thank you. That's all, Madam Chair.
Mhm.
All right,
All right,
thank you
thank you
very
all.
much. All right, now we go onward to appointments. Does anyone have appointments they'd like to put on for approval for any of the needs we have? We're looking for,
Yes, Madam Chair, I think the Building Code Board of Appeals is mine. I'd like to take that over until next meeting. But I do have a Recreation Advisory Committee meeting. I understand from Mr. Howard. Mr. Howard and Mr. Forehand are reconstituting that. And I wanted to appoint Mr. Alvester Coleman to that. I mistakenly did something else last month, but if I could get a second, we can put him on. He formerly worked as a coach.
I'll second that.
Thank you.
We have a motion and a second for Mr. Coleman for the
Recreation Advisory.
Recreation Advisory Committee. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? So moved. Thank you very much, Mr. Thomas, for getting that filled. Anyone for the zoning appeals at large? I will. We're going to carry that one forward. And we're also carrying the Building Code Board of Appeals forward next month, hopefully. And none of those are, Mattapanai is the building code, but anyone can nominate someone for the Zoning Appeals Board. All right, thank you, gentlemen. Consent agenda, is there anything that anyone wants to pull from the consent agenda for discussion?
Motion to approve consent agenda, Madam Chair.
Do I have a second?
Second.
The motion and a second, the consent agenda is approved. That,
Oh, you gotta vote.
now we're all in favor of adopting the consent agenda, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? So moved. All right. Our clock is broken up there. Wait a minute.
23, you guys will take a break.
All right. We're going to take a quick 5-minute, 10-minute break. Let's make it 10 minutes because we've got to walk places, and then we'll go to public comment.
No.
forward with public hearings. This is public comments. Thank you. I go turn my page. And this is a time where if there's something that is not on the agenda that you'd like to speak to the board about, or something that you want to bring to our attention, you have 3 minutes to do it. Is that right? 3 minutes. And don't expect a response back from us. This is for you to bring us things to know about, but we won't get into any big discussions. The only thing is that if it is something we just recently approved, then that's sort of off the table because it's already a done thing. And we have plenty of work and new stuff to do. So if there is anyone who would like to come forward at this time, I just need you to state your name and your voting district, not your address, your voting district. So if you would like to come and speak, this is the time to come forward. Is there anyone who would like to speak? Seeing no one that would like to, hello, gentlemen.
Good evening, Madam Chair and members of the board. My name is Kobe Southworth, and I am here on behalf of the Caroline FFA chapter to ask for your support as we prepare to represent our county and our state at National FFA Convention. The lessons we learn at nationals go far beyond the classroom. They prepare us to be future leaders in agriculture, business, and civic life right here in Caroline County. Attending nationals requires travel, lodging, and registration expenses. And while we've worked hard fundraising, your support would help ensure that every student who has earned this opportunity can attend. Your investment in us is an investment in the future of agriculture and in young leaders who will continue to give back to our community for years to come. On behalf of our team, thank you for your consideration of our request.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And they have someone else to speak.
It's 1,000 per student going, and there's 5 students going to nationals this year.
Where is nationals?
Indianapolis, Indiana.
And when is it?
National State National Convention.
When you say when is it?
Yeah.
October 28th.
October 28th through November 1st.
So y'all miss Halloween.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
Can I ask you, have you all done any fundraising on your own?
Yes, we have.
Yeah, we've done.
And
We've done a bake sale at G&G's. We plan to do one at Tractor Supply this Saturday.
How much money did you raise so far? You need 5,000. How much money did you raise so far?
We've raised about 1,000 so far, and we're going around. Sorry, I'm Miss Trainer. I'm the FFA advisor, and we are going around to other people and businesses in the community as well, because we have to pay for the whole thing, like out of our account. So,
Did you ask the school board by any chance?
FFA is a self-funded program, and we get zero support from the school system.
Did you ask the school?
I was told because right now our Perkins funds are being held and it would cost more than $4,000, that any purchase over $4,000 is currently like froze. So that would be our only option for getting funding from them, would be through Perkins funding.
Oh, that's interesting.
I don't know what Perkins funding is.
Did your mic go dead?
Oh, we have to reset the timer.
Talk louder though, it's fine.
Oh, that's
They
what
just have to reset the timer. The
Yeah, we're
ticker.
So because it's a convention, I guess that would be why Perkins funding covers like CTSOs to go to students to go to those events. if they come from a disadvantaged population.
FFA is a 501c3.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Before they go,
Oh,
Madam Chair.
wait a minute. They got another question. I'm sorry. I thought everybody was finished, Mr.
Can you
Thomas.
guys wait for a second? I mean, if you don't mind, you don't have to stand there if you just want to have a seat for a second.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Mr.
Right.
Underwood, yeah, yes. I agree 100%, yes.
We can do
We were,
or three.
we don't normally, you want to finish the public comment and then we'll come back to them?
Yes,
Make sure it
that
is.
would be great. That way other people can move forward if you all can wait a moment longer. Is there anyone else who would like to speak at public comment time? Sheriff Mosey, you coming up to speak with us about something? No, you're coming up to visit with Wendy. Okay. Is there anybody else that would like to come forward and speak at this time? All right, seeing none, I'm going to call public comment to a close, and we are going to discuss
Madam
the
Chair,
one request.
If I could, we don't normally do this right at this part of our agenda, but I'm going to make a motion that the Board of Supervisors provide half the funding that Future Farmers of America needs for their national trip. So that would be an amount of $2,000 if you got one, and total's $5,000, and maybe then the schools can give you another $2,000 since it's not $4,000, and you'll have enough.
I'll second that.
All right, and I think we're all in agreement, but we'll take a vote anyhow. All in favor of $2,000 donation, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? So moved.
Congratulations, gentlemen, ladies.
Have a great trip. Learn lots.
And bring us food. Okay?
Grow us food. All right, at this time, we're going to open our public hearing. This is, Craig, are you up for this? This is public hearing SPX 07-2025, GCAA SA Properties.
Thank you, Madam Chairman, members of the board. First public hearing tonight, JCSA Contractor Yard, SPEX 07-2025. The applicant is requesting approval of a special exception permit for a contractor's office equipment storage and sales facility pursuant to Article 4, Section 5.24 of the Caroline County zoning ordinance. The property consists of 29.79 acres and is bounded to the northwest by a 1 acre parcel zoned R1 containing a single family dwelling. The remainder of the parcel is surrounded by RP zoned parcels, 6 of which have single family dwellings. Across Partlow Road to the southwest are 2 parcels zoned RP and containing single family dwellings, and 3 parcels zoned B1 totaling 2.82 acres, currently operating as Caroline Supermarket and a U-Haul rental facility. 1 parcel zoned B1 also contains a single family dwelling. Parcel contains 3 structures. Structure closest to Partlow Road is currently occupied by Boondock Seafood. Structure located furthest north is currently used for storage. And the structure in the center was previously utilized as Shooter's Archery as an archery supply store. Shooter's Archery also obtained approval of a special exception permit for a rural commercial recreational use indoor and outdoor archery range. Shooter's Archery ceased operation in 2022, which deemed the previously approved special exception permit as void. Abel's Construction, which is associated with the applicant, is currently occupying the structure utilized by Shooter's Archery and using it as an office for the contracting business. The applicant desires to move their contracting equipment, such as excavation machinery, trucks, and materials for storage to the current office location. A contractor's office equipment storage and sales facility is permitted by special exception in both the B1 and RP zoning districts. The applicant is proposing the requested use within the portion of the property zoned RP. An expansion of the B1 portion of the property through a rezoning process would be outside of a designated growth area, and therefore the special exception in the RP district is the appropriate request. The applicant's generalized development plan for the project shows the addition of a 2-acre laydown yard at the rear of the existing structures to be utilized as the contractor storage yard. Area will be gravelled with millings, fenced and gated. Applicant is proposing evergreen plantings around the perimeter of the fence for additional screening and utilizing the natural wood line on the rear of the fence line for screening. All other conditions on the site will remain unchanged. There are no environmentally sensitive areas located near the improvements to the site, and if approved, the site will require a land disturbance permit to be reviewed and approved in accordance with the County Chesapeake Bay ordinance. Site plan will be reviewed by the Department of Environmental Quality for compliance with stormwater management regulations. The existing entrance for the project is from Partlow Road, which is a secondary road with a speed limit of 45 miles an hour. The parcel currently has a right turn taper lane for entrance to the property. VDOT has stated that the existing entrance is sufficient for the expanded use, and no entrance improvements or upgrades will be required to the right-of-way. Public utilities are not available in this portion of the county. The 2030 Caroline County Comprehensive Plan designates this area as rural preservation. Rural preservation is the predominant land use designation in the county. 4 acres of the subject property was rezoned to B1 business in 1995, with the remainder of the property remaining RP. The portion of the property for the requested use is zoned RP directly to the rear of the B1 zoned area. Contractor's office, equipment storage, and sales facility is a use permitted by special exception in the RP zoning district. This use is consistent with the comprehensive plan with approval of a special exception permit. VDOT and VDH have commented that the improvements already in place are adequate and no further improvements are necessary. Environmental has noted that should this special exception be approved, land disturbance and stormwater reviews will take place at the site plan phase of the project. No other comments from other reviewing agencies have been received as there are no public utilities or occupied structures proposed. The Planning Commission held a public hearing at the regularly scheduled July Planning Commission meeting. There were no citizen comments at the public hearing. Planning Commission recommended Condition 7, limiting the special exception request to 2 acres, and motion to forward the application to the Board of Supervisors with a recommendation of approval. The Planning Department offers the following suggested conditions should the special exception be approved. And that concludes the presentation, and I'm happy to answer any questions that you may have.
Any questions from anyone on the board? Any discussion? Do I have a motion? Oh, wait a minute, open it. Sorry. Yeah, would the applicant like to say anything?
Good afternoon. My name is Jerry Abel. Honestly, the lay down out yard is used to, I do a lot of work for military families, military bases up down the East Coast. It's mainly going to be, it's really not for equipment, it's more for like lumber. You know, we just signed a contract with Quantico for aluminum canopies. So I just need the area to be able to store the canopies and then take them in one by one instead of trying to drop $500,000 worth of aluminum somewhere where I can't protect it. So, and I mean, I'm fortunate enough that is a good area, and I don't want. I have no problems in the past 2 years I've been there, but I still like to fence it in because it's out of sight, out of mind, and it'll make the area still look nice over there. Y'all have any questions or concerns?
I have one.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Huh?
I
want us to finish the public hearing and then we'll
Yeah,
answer
and then we'll
questions.
ask you some questions. If you want to sit right up front so you don't have to walk back down, that'd be great. I just want to see if anyone else has anything they'd like to say. Is there anyone else who would like to speak on this? Anyone else who'd like to speak on this? Is there anyone who would like to speak on, have anything else we need to ask? Nope, I can't think of anything else. All right, then at this point, I am going to close the public hearing and open it up for you to go ahead and ask
ask
my
my
question.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
No public pay to park a camper there or anything like that?
No.
Okay. Would you be opposed to that being one of the
What would be opposed to being what now?
would you be opposed to adding that as one of the conditions?
What, for not having campers?
No, not having it a pay to park.
A painted park?
Like I pay you $50 a month to park my boat there, or
Paying park. Yeah, yeah, that's fine.
okay.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't see that coming to
I don't
that
know,
point.
Mr. McKenzie, the right way to word that so it's not too wordy, but
Yeah, I didn't even, yeah.
because that would just change.
Because you're talking more like so it don't become a rented storage area, something like that.
You sell it to the next person, and they all of a sudden we got 100 boats from Lake Anna there all winter.
Yeah,
That's
I
different than
can
what it is.
understand that, yeah.
And I could just, we might be able to, so I was just talking with staff, that we have a separately defined use for that. It's RV and boat storage. So that would require its own SUP as a use.
So it's already covered
It
in the
would,
text of the.
if that were to become a use, he would have to apply for another SUP. You could put in the belt and suspenders, you could say no, you could put it in as a condition as well, but I just wanted to add that it's a separately recognized use. So that would have to, if that were to occur without another SUP, it would be a violation of the zoning ordinance.
Okay.
That's just campers and boats, right? In our current ordinance.
Yes, is that right?
So I could park junk cars there.
Well, then we get into
That's another
inoperable
story.
vehicles and junkyards, and that's another use too.
Okay. Well, as long as it covers the uses, that's fine.
Yeah, storage of contractor storage is separate use than storage. Boats and RV fall under the storage, which requires a special exception, so it would be a violation, as Mr. McKenzie said. So storage of anything there besides contractors' equipment and materials would result in a zoning violation.
All right. No issue.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
Anybody else have another question,
I'll-
Mr. Black?
No, I have none, actually. So I'm going to move that we approve special exception 07/2025.
Mr. Underwood,
No,
did you have another question?
yeah, but just before we vote, I just wanted to say that.
Second this so that.
I'm gonna make a second. Yeah.
I was gonna do a second so that we can go to discussion.
All right, I got it.
All right, Mr. Underwood.
I just wanted to say that Mr. Abel was one of my students when I was principal in the school, and it's always good to see students come back, stay here, and continue to grow the county. So I am ecstatic, and I support this 1,000%. Great young man.
Appreciate it, sir, but we both had more hair back then.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, well, we have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? So moved. Good luck with your new venture.
I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all.
Thank you.
See you.
On to new business. We have a request from 107 Farms for use of funds. Who's taking this one? Anybody?
Madam Chair, members of the board, I'm just going to introduce it and then turn it over to Joanna Carter for questions. So we do have with us tonight Joanna Carter from 107 Farms, and she's seeking $30,000 in additional funding for organization for drug abuse recovery-related services. The adopted budget for the current fiscal year 26 does have $30,000 in it. If you recall, we previously had $70,000 for the Carolina Recovery Center for this purpose. As I think you know, that organization no longer exists. So we had a meeting with Mr. Cully, Sheriff Moser, Ben Height, Commonwealth's attorney, and Mrs. Carter, and discussed her program, and we agreed that we would carry over $30,000 from the previously allocated money and propose it in the 26 budget. So the adopted budget does include those funds. So if you want to honor the request, the money's already there without any additional funds being allocated from the fund balance. You have on your desk emails from Sheriff Moser and Ben Height related to this topic, just in case you did not receive them via email. And so we placed the item on the agenda tonight simply to make sure that the board was aware of the request and in support of it, the proposed expenditure of funds. So there's also additional information in your packet provided by Mrs. Carter related to what the funds would buy. So with that introduction, I will turn it over to her to answer any questions you may have.
Thank you, Mr. Parton. Ms. Carter.
Thank you, Madam Chair and Board.
Thank you. I must say, I was glad to see the new information that came up in this new sort of plan as to how you would do what you do, because it's going to be more visible and
Exactly.
and not as, I will admit, I always felt a little uncomfortable turning over money and not being able to get a lot of feedback on the usage. But doing it this way, you're going to be in the courts. We know you're working. We know you're doing things. And are you up for all this? You ready to go?
Absolutely. Without
Okay.
question.
You got enough workers still?
Yes, we've trained 15 in the county and they're currently licensed and ready to go.
All right. In that case, I'm going to turn it over to the board for questions. Mr. Seeley, do you have a question?
I did talk to Sheriff Mosier and to Ben Height on the agenda item, and Sheriff Mosier expressed real concern that this is something he really needs since we don't have a drug court. So I'm in support of, if this is what the sheriff thinks he needs to have, I'm willing to support him.
Anyone else? Comment, question? Do I have a motion?
Madam Chair, I make a motion that we approve the $30,000 to 10-7 Farms.
And I have a second from Mr. Black. We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed? So moved. Thank you
Board.
very much. Good luck.
Sheriff, I see you second.
Hopefully this will help you not see any of those people any of the people come back again. All right. That brings us to the informational calendar. No, wait a minute. Number 6, discussion of requests for through traffic restrictions. Sorry, my papers were covering the numbers. I don't know. That's what. Who's doing this? Mr. Underwood, do you want to fill us in while they're having?
Yeah,
their
Madam Chair, I
discussion?
asked Mr. Bates, and I asked for, talked to Mr. Bates about this, and I asked for it to be put on the agenda. My concern is the number of traffics that are going through our residential areas, trying to, cut through. I'm not so much concerned about the ones that are up around the truck stops and up close to 207, but I have a number of neighborhoods, CC Road and Ruther Glen Road and Signboard Road, and I'm not concerned about the logging traffic, but I'm concerned about the other traffic cutting through where there are no businesses or they're not doing business on that road. And I just like to see some no-through areas and no-through signs put up so that trucks won't. Right now, approximately 18 properties, 14 to 18 properties have been damaged because trucks are going through, either hitting mailboxes or turning around in people's driveways, causing damage. And I just think if we can get some signage so those trucks don't continue down those roads, I think it would be beneficial.
Anyone else want to make a comment at this time? If not, I will. Mr. Black.
Yeah, I just had a question. So it's perfectly legal to stop them from doing that. Like, in other words, could that be something that would be Mosier?
No, it takes an extra step.
It takes an extra step to do it.
We've done this before because we did it on Dry Bridge.
Right.
Whether it's adhered to or not is another story, but it had to go to Richmond for approval.
Well, Kyle was checking it out.
I can't remember if it's.
Mr. Bates is going to tells us what we need to do, but I think the board is the first step.
Right.
And then, Mr. Bates and VDOT was looking at the signage and how that would be regulated, or there's already regulations for it.
But
So
I
what the
mean,
process would be.
it has to be approved by a Richmond department. I think it's not economic development. It may be commerce. But it has something to do with the fact that the truckers are gonna say it interferes with their right to work. And we have to manage that with the safety concerns. There's a public hearing that goes on, and then it still has to be approved by the state.
Yeah, I think Mr. Bates will come back and tell us exactly what we
Yeah.
need to do, but I just wanted to bring it up to the board that I would like to just move forward with whatever process we need to do, and then have Mr. Bates come back and tell us whether it's something that we can do without interfering in commerce or whatever, and to make sure that we're doing things correctly.
My only, and I have no problem with that, except I think the other thing we need to look at is on these roads you've mentioned, where are the trucks going to? I mean, are they going to some of our businesses?
There are none.
There are none on
There are
these
none on the
roads?
roads that they're on.
Okay,
You know,
so they're not taking anything back to MC Dean or a delivery here or a deliver?
Not down the roads that we're talking about.
Okay,
There are none.
where are they going to then?
Most
Good
of them
question.
they're cutting across. Sometimes they'll miss the turn, and so once they miss the turn into the distribution warehouse, there's no place else for them to go. So they're going across and just wreaking havoc in people's driveways. They're torn up lawn, yards, and it's just a real problem. And we've got to find that's what Mr. Bates was talking about today, finding a solution to stop they're making the right turn and should make the left turn going to 95, and it's just become a real hazard.
Yeah, maybe better
Real issue.
study signage also,
Yes.
directional
And
signage,
that's what
that
Mr.
type of
Bates
thing.
talked about tonight. I want to make the board aware of the conversation and what next steps would be for us to work with VDOT to make sure we do this properly.
Understood. Well, I would think we would just table it for this evening and wait until Mr.
Yes,
Bates
this
comes
is more
back
informational,
with,
Madam
and
Chair, than
get
anything
him
else.
on
Yeah.
the agenda and discuss it
Yes.
when he gets back. Very good. Thank you for bringing that problem up to our attention, Mr.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Okay. Now, are we at informational calendar? All right. My husband said we were going to be finished by 8 tonight, so he's almost sure. It'd be the shortest one of the year.
Madam Chair, members of the board, we've included in the package your status of capital projects update. As already mentioned, most of these, Milford Day is the 20th. The next board meeting is the 23rd of September. Music on the Green on the 26th, and the state fair starts that night on the 26th as well. Bowling Green Clean Sweep on the 27th, and the state fair runs all the way through Sunday, October 5th. Columbus Day, which is a state holiday, offices are closed, and then boom, we have a board meeting the next day. That happens to us, seems like quite often. On the 14th of October, Music on the Green again on the 17th, and Harvest Festival on the 18th, and Frog Level Festival on the last Saturday of the month of October, the 25th. So those are the activities that we have, that we know about going on over the next 2 months. If we find anything else, we will certainly put that on our October or our September 23rd calendar before we move into October. But that's what we have now and the meetings we have scheduled.
Mr. Cully, is there any way we can get as departments or applicants to get everything to you the prior week, so you all don't have to rush around and get board packets done?
Oh, no, but board packet will be done. The board packet will be complete on Thursday, the 9th.
Okay.
No, we're good. Being
good.
closed Monday's not the end of it's just funny you come back to a board meeting day because of the holiday. But no, that's not the board packet will be as normal on the 9th. You'll get it Thursday evening.
So would only be any changes that come up on that.
Right, hopefully none.
May I ask a quick
Hopefully there
question,
would be
Madam
none.
Chair?
Yes, Mr. Thomas.
Mr. Cully, the status of capital projects page, I asked Mr. Parton, we don't have the Caroline Middle School HVAC project in here. Is there a reason why, or shouldn't we
Can
put
you
this in here?
discover that? I wasn't part of that discussion.
We provided the specifics for Mr. Thomas, but we will going forward certainly add the whole full comprehensive project that was, I didn't realize we weren't, frankly, but,
Yeah, I just was trying to do, there's a lot of discussion in the community about the capital improvements program the county has, and this is really what the county's CIP is. And I figured we should have a $11 million project
We
in
should. I
there.
don't know how we got that one messed up, but we normally switch over as we move from one year to the other about this time anyway, because we're kind of finishing up some projects and started some new ones. So we add some lines in there for the new ones, but we'll make sure we go through the CIP, both schools and county, and get those lined up correctly.
And people need to know that we've got 50 million plus in capital improvement projects that we're working on. So it's a lot for the county to bite off at one time, but folks need to know all the things we're doing, including the 2 fire stations that are listed still.
Right, but yeah,
So-
some of those we can pull off. Some of them are not quite finished, so there's still a little bit of spending going on in them, so that's why they stay there. But yeah, we'll clean some of those up just to
I mean,
make
it's
sure we got
fine-
ongoing.
It's fine that they stay there because they're multi-year projects. but
Correct.
Make sure we include all the things that should be included.
I agree. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Thomas. Who has the closed session? You already got it? You got it, okay. All right, so we finished close. Do I have a motion?
What do you want to do? Closing board?
Closing board comments now so that we can move forward to our next fun time. Mr. Underwood, any closing comments?
No, ma'am.
Mr. Seeley?
No, ma'am.
I have none. Mr. Forehand? Mr. Thomas?
September 30th, constituent meeting, visitor center, 7 o'clock.
So, okay. And Mr. Black?
I'd just like to reiterate my opening board comments. I'd like to have a discussion at some point about the referendum for school capital. We're going to referendum on that, the 1% tax. And then sometime sitting down at when we're going to meet with them in regards to moving forward with capital projects. That's all.
All right. Now can I have a motion for Mr. Forehand?
Alrighty. I move that this board convene in closed meeting pursuant to 1, the consultation with legal counsel and litigation exemptions of section 2.2-3711, A7 and A8 of the Code of Virginia, for consultation with the county attorney and discussion with staff regarding zoning compliance issues and potential delinquent tax litigation involving the county, where discussions in open meeting would adversely affect the board's litigating posture, and 2, with the legal counsel and contracts exemption of section 2.2-3711, A8 and A29 of the Code of Virginia, for consultation with the county attorney and discussion with staff regarding the terms of a performance agreement by VEDP and a draft MOU with the school board, where such discussion in open session would adversely affect the bargaining position or negotiating strategy of the county. Second, and a vote, Mr. Chair.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? We are in closed session. Okay, we ready, guys?
I move that the Caroline County Board of Supervisors certify that to the best of each board member's knowledge that one, only public business matters lawfully exempted from the open meeting requirement by Virginia law were discussed in closed meeting to which this certification applies. And two, only such public business matters as were identified in the motion convening the closed session were heard, discussed, or considered by the board.
Second.
I have a motion and a second.
All in favor?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Certified.
Mr. Black, will you please certify?
I so certify.
Mr. Thomas, do you so certify?
I so certify.
Mr. Forehand?
I so certify.
And I so certify. Mr. Sealy?
I so certify.
Do I have a
Adjourn.
motion? Do I have a second?
Second.
Yeah.
I have a motion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All go home, be safe, have a great week.
You know, adjourn.
We are adjourned.